You know how there's those days where you wake up and there's things you're supposed to be doing, whether it's pursuing a goal or working towards a marathon or I don't know, building a company, whatever the thing is, and you just don't do it. Maybe because you're tired, whatever. And I'm gonna be honest, today it was like that. But the reason I'm standing here shirtless right now is because I just got back from a 4 mile run because I'm marathon training, despite going for a 4 mile run yesterday, and I can barely stand right now. So, I just realized this thing as I was running today, and it was like, how I don't know. This is something I have developed and has played a major role in like my own progression when it comes to just life and like every day having a purpose essentially, because you never want to have a day where you're just scrolling on TikTok or just doing nothing beneficial, right? um and those days hurt my soul. I feel like I don't know, I feel like I have just wasted 30 years of my life even though it was a single day, right? So like, there comes a point where, if, at least for me, where I am just constantly thinking, what can I be working on, right? If there's nothing to work on, I search for something to work on, not because I'm like a workaholic, but because it's become a lifestyle to me to just work on something, right? And so today at 12 or so, we're leaving to do like a bunch of passport stuff, need to get a new passport, government stuff, whatever. That's going to take a few hours. And by the time I was like, okay, we need to get to doing something, the big goal I had for the day can't be done in the time I have until we're going. So I was like, screw it, just go for a run, And I didn't even have this plan for today. I was supposed to go tomorrow. And I'm like, screw it, we're just going today because I'm not waiting any longer. And because of that, now I have more drive, more like I've already taken the first step. And now the next things that I need to do seem a lot easier. They're not like this crazy thing that you know, that like you it's like trying to climb a mountain. If you start trying to even do it, right, it's just like it just works, right? When you turn the key, you just open the drawer. It's not like you try to shove the drawer open when the key's still, shut, right? So like that's the same thing. If you start working on something small, no matter how small, you're going to build that momentum. You're going to have an actual reason to do that. You're going to see progress. You're going to have this purpose and drive to continue on with whatever the thing is, right? Like when I'm doing sales, I don't want to do sales. I don't want to watch sales courses. I don't want to write notes. Like this wall is just sales notes. Other half is just random stuff I drew when I did like projects and shit. But like, I have a full notebook of sales over here as well. And like, you just gotta get into it, right? Like, whenever I'm watching, like binge watching any YouTube, any movie, whatever it is, right after, I'm just like, okay, now what? Right? We still have the rest of the day to go. And I'm just like, I gotta do something. I can't just sit here and exist all day, right? So like, I, I, I always make this one big goal that I have for the day. So today's big goal is to get 10 conversations in this dialing, committed coaches, I guess, supplementation selling thing, so that then I can get one-on-one coaching for sales to get better, I guess, at like conveying the script and making my own version of it. So like saying in my own words, my own way, so it doesn't sound as weird. So you're not just reading off a piece of paper, and then getting commissions of sales, right? That's the ultimate goal. And that is the main thing I'm working on today. But let me see, what time is it? It's 10:48. So we're leaving at 12 or so. And I have an hour, and an hour isn't enough time to do that right now because there's a lot of prep I have to do. So right now, like my desk is messy. I have laundry here that I didn't fold. There's a few things I need to do. So I'll busy myself with that. And I'm also marathon training. So at some point today, I need to research like recovery methods, maybe stretches, post training, like how much time to give your body to recover, what methods to recover. Do I use a massage gun? Do I do this? Do I do that? Right? And like focusing on diet. What kind of diet do we need to have? How much protein do I need to eat, especially when I'm weightlifting and marathon training at the same time? How many calories am I burning? All these things that I need to consider. At least not like to the every calorie, but approximately, so that I have a general baseline idea of what I'm doing. And when it comes to like using that information, it's like it becomes so much easier when you have that down, just written down somewhere. You just memorize it and you're like, okay, it becomes a routine, right? I'm trying to bulk right now. So the baseline of food I'm eating is probably like higher than like 3,000 calories a day. That's just normal, right? I'm always hungry pretty much. Like I have to eat these like chocolate bars to not feel hungry for a period of time. Oh, it just fell. Congratulations. Okay, well, I have to eat a chocolate bar to not feel hungry so that I can work for a long period of time, right? I have some energy drinks too, but it's nothing too special. But like what I'm trying to say is you reach a point where you want something so bad that, and people who have read the book Relentless will know what this part means, but you will want to achieve something so bad that the pain is a trade-off that you don't even consider. You just say yes to. It's become a routine. It's normal, right? You want it so bad that the pain is irrelevant. And that's the point where I'm at of I don't really care how bad it hurts if I break every bone in my leg. I'm gonna run that damn marathon. I didn't tell very many people this, but I pissed blood after I ran my first marathon, and it hurt like hell for the next like week. Um, I never got it checked out or anything like that, and I'm fine, you know. And like again, that's probably a bad thing, but I don't really care. I can't be bothered to go to the doctor. There's no real point, I don't think. Because at the end of the day, I'm not dead. So, but yeah, like the main thing is like persistently asking yourself like, what am I doing, right? And just finding a goal. Like just find something you want to do and then relentlessly do small things that will get you to that big goal, right? Even if they're unrelated, the fact that you're moving, the fact that you're like, even like if you're struggling to train for a marathon, the thing you do is you go for a walk in your clothes that you train for a marathon in with their running shoes. You start walking and then you're already there. You might as well start running. Oh wait, you're already running, so you might as well start turning on like your Strava, a mile tracker. And then oh wait, you might as well be marathon training. Oh man, now I'm marathon training. What happened? Right? It's like small things lead to this big thing that will eventually lead you to doing your big goal, right? And always set a big goal for the day. That's how I do it, and that's the most effective like thing I can think of like the day before, setting a main priority task for the whole day so that you wake up, you know exactly what you're doing, right? And like again, I need to clean my desk, all this stuff. Like that's the stuff I'm going to be doing, all the small tedious work that I'm going to be doing now after I shower and like get prepared to leave. Gonna do my laundry, gonna clean my desk, all this stuff. And then I'm gonna research some marathon stuff, some recovery, all this stuff to get all that busy work out of the way. And then when I get home, it's uninterrupted main goal of the day until it is done. No interruptions, no distractions, nothing, right? And that is just how it's gonna go. And I'm probably not gonna eat until like 4 p.m. Probably 5 maybe if I'm unlucky. But like that's kind of the point right now. I'm gonna work, and until I'm done working, I'm not gonna eat, because if you eat a lot, then you're going to like, then all your blood's gonna go to your stomach to digest all the food, and then your brain's gonna be like, what's going on, you know, and you can't do anything. You can't work efficiently, and there's no point in working if you can barely think and process information. So, yeah, that's that's where I'm at. That's my tangent for the day. So. Moral of the story is if you're struggling to like achieve a goal, if you have a goal that you really want to achieve, but you just can't turn that switch that makes you want to go all in, start doing other things that lead up to it, because action builds momentum and momentum builds more momentum, right? And I have been building momentum for the past like 2 weeks. Even days when I didn't do a lot of work, even when I didn't really do a lot, because we've been out of the house, in the house for an hour, out of the house for 3 hours, you know, back and forth, houses on the market, all this stuff that's going on. I couldn't really get a lot of real work done, but I almost like recalibrated and learned something from those days, changed my protocol, woke up earlier those days, actually started getting work done again, right? Even if you don't get something done in a day, like it doesn't have to be a lost day, right? Even if you completely butcher the morning. Don't do anything in the morning. It doesn't have to be one of those days that is just completely wasted. You don't just go, well, I didn't do anything this morning, so I might as well just lay in bed and do nothing for the rest of the day, right? That's just not how it works. Because you can always pivot. You can always just go, let me try that. Let me just go for that 4 mile run. And then after that, you're like, okay, I can do other things now, right? Because you broke that mental barrier in your mind. Because your mind is just a collection of experiences, memories, and traumas. That's all you are, as like your thought process, your memory. Like if I were to ask you, hey, do you want a Coke? You already know, you already have an answer before you even like comprehend what I'm telling you and like come up with an answer. You predetermine that answer. It's either yes or no, depending on if you're like a health nerd. So I would say no, probably, right? But like you've already determined that answer based off who you are as a person, and that applies to everything: your actions, your habits, everything. And you can change your habits. You can change those things. You can pivot them and say, okay, because I have this trauma, I'm going to work on this that complements this other thing and gets me closer to my goal, right? So that's my spiel for the day. I think honestly, it's crazy to me how much I've developed my mind, how much different I feel when it comes to this. Because I used to just go, oh, I didn't do anything in the morning, and use that as an excuse to just do nothing for the rest of the day, right? But now I see it the opposite way of, like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Right? We gotta fix this, course correct. And I just can't stop working. You know? I always want to be working on something, even if it's not anything important, right? I get all the important stuff done, and then it's also like work smart, right? I've been working brute forcing everything for so long, and I haven't gone anywhere. But now I'm starting to work smarter and hard. It's just so much more. It's so much better. So, I mean, let me know if you guys have struggles with that, or if I'm just if it just took me long to figure that out. But might be that just I don't know, like some dumbass or something. I don't know. Let me know. And hope everyone's having a good time. Hope you guys are achieving your goals and living your best life. So, yeah, that's it for now.